Hello, my name's Kevin. I own Dante's wood-fired pizzeria. I have one in Takapuna, which is here, and one in Ponsonby Central. Okay, how it started for me is that my mum's Italian and my father's English. It's a bit confusing because I don't look Italian, obviously, so I always make the joke. English chassis, but Italian fuel. So my grandfather on my mother's side is Dante Avarono. So when I came to New Zealand, when I opened up the restaurant, I wanted obviously a name for it, and of course it was only apt to call it Dante's after my grandfather, where I learnt most of my knowledge from growing up. When I came to New Zealand, there was no such thing as pizza, and I was doing IT. I didn't have any passion for it at all, and I always wanted to do something to do with food, like a cafe. And then a pizza place came up for sale in Cumu, and that gave me the idea. So I left my IT job, I bought the pizzeria, and then imported the wood-fire oven from Italy to start doing Napoletana pizza. And the first year was the hardest because no one knew that concept of pizza. But after a year we started getting awards, we started getting recognised, and then I was headhunted by Andy Davies that owns Ponsonby Central. And when he was building it, he said, please, I want you to relocate from Cumu to Ponsonby because I need Dante's there from what you've achieved. And when I went to Ponsonby Central and saw the outlay, I agreed. So I sold the shop and I relocated. So when I went to Ponsonby Central with all the awards, it was the starting point for us to be in the city. So then we carried on doing that as we did there, and then we was headhunted again by Debbie that owns this development, and we opened up a second store, which is Takapuna, 40 and Hershmere. The margherita pizza is now protected by European law, and the reason being you have to use the right flours and the right methods to be able to call the pizza margherita, and we was recognised to be the first doing that in New Zealand and second in the Southern Hemisphere. And we got recognised by Metro Magazine in 2008, 9, 10 and 11, so 4 years in a row, plus many other awards for exactly this, the sourdough, which is what we're famous for, which is curing the dough for a minimum of 2 days, but normally closer to 3 to 4. So basically the gluten naturally breaks down, it doubles in antioxidants, it's light, the body can digest it, so people that are gluten intolerant can eat our pizza because of it. So all the ingredients have to come from a certain part of Italy. They have like a European registration saying not only is it Italian, but it's from the right region of Italy. So our flours and our cheeses come from Campania, which is a province in Naples, in Italy. So to do the flour correctly, the pizza correctly, it's the flour and the cheese and tomato have to be from this area. But fresh tomato, fresh basil, we can source locally. So we've started with the ingredients, how we make the pizza, the 2 to 3 days to rest the dough before we use it. But to cook it, also need the right oven. So we've got the special oven from Naples. It's a purpose-built Neapolitan oven. And the reason being is that it can get to temperatures to 450 degrees and above. But the base itself stays relatively cool, believe it or not. So the pizza will cook in 90 seconds like it should, but it doesn't get too undercooked on the base because they're using the soil from Mount Vesuvius. So it's more of a soil and the base rather than a brick. That's how it regulates the heat. That's why it's so important to have the right oven. So by doing that, you can cook the pizza in 90 seconds and it comes out light and everything is correct for the cornicione, which is the crust. Yeah, people ask me a lot, what's my favourite pizza? They're probably expecting me to say a meat lovers, which is never going to happen, ever. It's going to be the margherita every single time. The reason being is that it's that wonderful base we've taken 2 to 3 days to make. We've hand stretched it. We've got the San Marzano tomatoes crushed by hand on the pizza, buffalo mozzarella broken, fresh basil, and then olive oil. When it comes out the oven, the perfume, the aroma in itself is unbelievable. And then you're going to get leftover tomato and olive oil on the plate, and with the crust, you use the crust to mop it up. Oh, honestly, it's like angels dancing on your tongue. It's unbelievable.